Hello and welcome to the Experiencing Love podcast. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. I am truly having a wonderful day today. I really am. And I know what you might be thinking, and no, it doesn't have anything to do with Valentine's Day or with it being Valentine's Day today. It does feel fitting, though, to be in that mode of love on a day like today. That being said, if you listen to this podcast, you know that love is a common theme here, what it means, how it shows up in our lives. And for most people, today is that type of day where they get to reflect on that. It's kind of like how, in the US, we have Thanksgiving as a day to remind us to be thankful, to be grateful. Yes, there are people who show that gratitude and show that thanks more than just on Thanksgiving, but for many people, a holiday like today is that reminder. So I'm already filled with love anyways. It doesn't have to do with Valentine's Day, but it actually has to do with a mindset that I've been cultivating for a little bit, and it has to do with the emotion of excitement. And so my question to you is, how often do you feel excited? How often do you do something or you plan something that gets you feeling excited? Excited used to be one of those feelings for me that I'd constantly look for, but I didn't quite know how to create. I didn't know how to cultivate it in my life. Then I went down the whole personal development journey and I learned how to change my state and I learned how to feel however I want to at any given time. And I've learned to create more excitement in my life. Excitement is something that really drives me out of bed in the morning. When I get up and maybe I didn't sleep as well as I wanted to, maybe it took me a little longer to fall asleep at night, when I feel excited for the day, it's like that feeling that you get when you wake up like 3 minutes before your alarm goes off and decide that those extra 3 minutes of the day just need to happen now. You can't wait. You just gotta go. And I've been getting really excited about the little things in my life because sometimes people believe that you need to have a huge event or big plans. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a big purchase you're about to have. You need something big in order to feel excited. The thing that got me most excited today, truly, was I tried out a new chicken recipe, admittedly for breakfast. It was my breakfast, but I was feeling in the mood for chicken, and I ended up trying something new, trying a new recipe, because what I've been doing, it's all right, but it wasn't exciting me. And what excited me about this dish was when I made it, it perfectly matched the taste that I wanted to experience in that moment. Like, I pretty much made a chicken breast, pan-seared with a bunch of spices, and then in that pan afterwards, I fried some potatoes, like some cubes of potatoes. And then once I finished that, and the potatoes were also seasoned, I finished off that pan by putting 2 eggs in there to make some scrambled eggs. It was this hash brown bowl inspired plate that did not look like a hash brown bowl whatsoever, but it tasted exactly like what I wanted it to. When I had that first taste, it was one of those knee buckling sensations where I just couldn't contain my emotion, my happiness. I was just so overjoyed. And don't get me wrong, that second and that third bite also lived up to expectations all the way until the very end, where I had to really practice some discipline and some no negotiation and say, all right, I need to push this plate forward and save this rest of the potatoes for later because this is too much for me right now. It's too delicious. I just gotta wait. But it really made me think about excitement because as I was eating and then afterwards I was cleaning up after myself and I had music playing and I was absolutely belting at the top of my voice throughout my entire house because as of right now, there's no one else home. And I was just thinking about that emotion and I was just experiencing that emotion. And then I started thinking, there's probably a lot of people out there that don't feel this often enough. It's not something you have to feel every single day. There's a wide range of emotions we can feel. And so we have our pick on what we feel that day. So I'm not saying you have to feel excitement every day, but there's people who go weeks and months without feeling excited about something. They're in that daily grind where they get up in the morning, they go through their routine. It's the same thing every day with the same expression on their face. They go to work, they do what they have to do, they come home, they do the rest of their routine, maybe it's some errands, some chores, and then they go to bed and repeat. And I've learned that you can have that same exact day, but create little surprises for yourself that get you excited. Excitement can be triggered by many different things and can be different for everyone. So maybe trying a new dish won't get everybody excited, not as much as it did me. But maybe there's something else that excites you, like finding loose change in your pocket when you're doing laundry or something. Whatever it is, create something that excites you. I feel like I lost my train of thought, and maybe that doesn't quite make sense what I said, because I did pause for a second. But whatever, you're here, I'm here. I'm excited that you're here. Did you look at that? I hope you're excited to listen to these episodes. Maybe these episodes coming out every single day and giving you something to listen to for 5-10 minutes a day. Maybe that's something that could excite you. Or you could pair that with another fun activity. Maybe pair it with a walk or going to visit a sunset or a sunrise even. Just sit out, look at the sky, and listen to this or listen to some of your favorite peaceful music. Whatever it is that can give you a little bit of that spice into life. Because we don't know how many more moments of excitement that we have left in our lives. I remember seeing one of those text posts on Instagram saying, at best on average, most people can expect to only experience 80 summers. 80 summers, 80 winters, 80 falls, 80 springs. Why are you going to wait to experience something or to feel something if you don't even know how many summers you have left? Yes, it may be something now in February, which is winter, but you know what I mean. You don't know how many winters you have left. You don't know how many Valentine's days you have left. I choose to feel this excitement every day, or at least 4 to 5 times a week, because I don't know how many more days I have left to feel excited. Yes, I'm only 22 years old, but me getting to 80 is not guaranteed. I don't have a free pass to do whatever I want, knowing that for sure I'll get to 80. Something as special and as fragile as our lives can be gone in an instant. Time and again, I hear of stories of people who are no longer with us and have gone what feels like to us too soon. So that's why I choose to feel excited every day. And not just excitement, but that's why I choose to feel love every day. Love for myself, love for my family, love for my friends, love for strangers, love for places, love for experiences, love for different animals and different creatures, and love for plants, and love for spaces, love for energy, love for time. Just love for as much of life that I can. Because I've also found that the more you practice these emotions, the more you feel them. And I'll say that it's true for every emotion. If on a regular basis you are practicing anger, resentment, confusion, discontent, you feel it more often. Your body's trained to feel it more often. My body used to be trained for depression and anxiety. I would feel it every day, sometimes like every hour on the hour. It would just hit. I'd be in bed. I don't want to do anything. I feel a tightness in my chest. I'd struggle breathing. Whatever it was, I built up that muscle in my body. I was really good at feeling those things. And then when I realized that I was practicing those things, I decided to practice something else. Now I practice excitement. I have a habit tracker in a spreadsheet on my computer and on my phone that I track my life every single day. It's a couple different things in a couple different areas of my life, and every single week I add something new to the list. I add some new habit that I want to keep up with. And I have a section called Emotion and Meaning. And in that section, I have a tab that says, I did something that got me excited today. And I put that there because I want to be reminded every single day to be excited. I feel love every single day. I can feel joyful. I could feel determined every single day. And then there's certain emotions that I could just not feel for a very long time. Excitement was one of those things. Sometimes it could even be courage. Courage, like anything, needs to be practiced. Courage is not having no fear. It's having fear and doing it anyways. Because I acknowledge I still have fears. But what I want to practice is, if it's a fear and I say I can't, then I must. Because the fears we do not face become our limits. Limits. I don't know what my limits are, but I refuse to believe that my life right now is my limit. Absolutely not. It actually reminds me of a time I laugh at now. It was back in high school. And I remember going around and making it a part of my personality, a part of my personal brand, that I like to test the waters. I like to dive into the deep end. I like to see how far I could push things. I'd like to test the limits. I remember always doing it in a kind and respectful way. But I remember even then seeing what everybody else was doing and seeing if I could take it a little bit further, if I could push it just a little bit further. And trust me, I learned how to do it well, really well actually. Back then I was much of a people pleaser, that's for sure. And I learned how to get different people to like me. And that especially had to do with people in authority. And funny enough, those people in authority are the ones I would test how far I could take things. I have this one funny story. I remember during a time when we were watching a movie in class, I was able to slip out of my desk without the teacher noticing, crawl across the outside of the room. And when the teacher was kind of positioned off to the side at her desk, I was able to get behind her and scare her. Now, I don't recommend doing that. This was one of those, this is my favorite teacher kind of moments, because she just laughed. Well, first screamed, then laughed, then told me to go sit down. So I didn't get in trouble. But it was one of those things that I knew that if anybody else tried to do that, would go a lot differently. I don't know why I felt the need to share that story, because now I'm like, that was not the smartest thing to do, but who cares? Who cares? When my lover inside me thinks about that story, it just gets a smile on its face. It's laughing, it's playful, it's joyful, it's feeling like a kid again. Because that's what being a kid felt like, just testing the waters, seeing how far our limits lie, seeing what we could do, seeing where fear ends and where excitement begins. I say it like that because I definitely think fear comes before excitement, not the other way around. I get excited for growth, and I get excited for learning, and I get excited for overcoming fears. So all that being said, I choose to be excited about today and every day. Every day is a new day. It's a clean slate. You can choose to feel something different. I hope today, whether you're celebrating with someone or you're just by yourself, you find something to get excited for. No matter how silly it may seem, no matter how small or insignificant, just get excited and build that excitement. Remember all the times you got excited in your life just recently and stack it together. Feel that excitement. Let it grow. Let it become something new, something bigger, and then you'll start to feel what I feel every day. I hope you have a beautiful and lovely rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.